I was one of those people that got really disillusioned by the law of attraction, especially when that movie came out. I just felt like it really set people up for failure because it was like, oh, just think this over and over and it'll happen. And that is absolutely not the root of the process that we need to be doing. And it's more, you need to believe it, you need to feel it. And I think what's really coming online now is how we aren't just living through our thinking brains, which I feel like that's kind of how we've been going through life in this, this constant struggle and this rat race. It's like, just think and keep going, 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 and sacrifice yourself. And now it's like, wait a second, what happens when we feel? A whole world opens up to us, right? If you actually, what's the feeling of having whatever you're trying to manifest? It's like, you're not basing it on past experiences that you don't like. You're basing it on something that you haven't felt yet, but you know that you could, right? I feel like that's kind of along the lines.
It really is. And law of attraction does actually talk about this. It does. It incorporated in the teachings of this. It does really say you have to feel as if it's come true. But there's a hamster wheel, and there's actually a physiological addictive component to worry and to focus on the things we don't have.
Mm.
And so when you were flooding your brain with, I don't have this, I have to figure this out, I have to figure this out, I have to figure this out, then your unconscious mind is getting the imprint that, oh, you want to have a problem with that. You want to not have, you want to keep thinking about this. Okay, so we'll give you more reasons to think about this. But for every 5 minutes we spend feeling something as if it's already come true, it can counteract a lot of that thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But still eventually have to do the work. And it is like an addiction. It isn't like an addiction. It is actually a physiological addiction. Obsessing about the things that aren't good for us, obsessing about the things that we don't want, does create more of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, we've been in competition culture, right? Even if you look at the sensationalism around us and the fear that's promoted around us, it's actually pretty hard to shut that off if you have it constantly coming into your subconscious being, from messages from your friends, from your community, from the TV, from the radio, it's from movies. It's like, how do you just stop that and get into yourself and your soul and your alignment and realize that you have this beautiful ability to create something that you haven't even been into yet? I mean, humans are so divine and magical, but when we're fending things off, then it's really hard to go inside and realize what we can bring out.
It is. And we are that old saying, you are the company you keep. That if you're not them as it starts with, you become them in some way or another, because it's catchy, because we're all, and the reason for that is we're all sentient beings. Our power does come from our sentience, and our problems come from our sentience, and our solutions come from our sentience. But since we're so absorptive, then if somebody else is in a room stewing about something, we feel that. And the more empathic and consciously aware that the person is, the more they're like, so if you are with somebody that is a naysayer, or you constantly go to talk to one of your parents, this is something that I had done. And my parents are amazing people. I love them. I have a wonderful relationship with them. All of them. I was blessed with 2 dads, and my mom, my biological dad, and my stepdad, and they're all amazing. And I've come to heal every problem that I thought that I had with them. So it's a really wonderful place to be. But I had a pattern of going to tell my mom and stepdad certain things that I was going to do, and they didn't think that that was the way that things should be done. So when you have people that believe that you should go work at the job for 30 years, get keep the benefits, get that, then you're always going to be having that side squashed. So part of the process of manifestation, I feel, is discernment, major discernment. And that is discernment with who you tell and when. Certain things you want to tell people because it's going to be part of the manifestation. Certain things you don't want to tell people, and that's also going to be part of the manifestation.